What if the person you trusted most had started with a lie? Listen to my new story now. On a quiet November afternoon, Lily stood behind the counter of the small independent bookstore where she worked. A bookkeeper by day and a dreamer at heart, she found solace among the rows of stories that whispered of possibilities. Life had not been kind to her lately. Failed relationships and her growing fear of opening up left her heart guarded. The doorbell jingled, pulling her from her thoughts. A tall man in an impeccably tailored coat stepped inside, shaking off the cold. He glanced around before his gaze landed on her. "Hi," he said, offering a charming smile. "Do you have anything on spontaneity?" Lily blinked, caught off guard by the odd request. "That's, a broad category? I trust your recommendation." His name was Ethan Carlisle, a successful millionaire who seemed to glide effortlessly through life. Over the weeks that followed, Ethan became a regular, lingering in the store under the pretense of finding new reads. His visits turned into conversations about books, life, and everything in between. Lily, despite her wariness, found herself drawn to him. What Lily didn't know was that their first meeting had been no accident. Ethan had made a bet with his friend Marcus, a cruel game to win the heart of the first woman he met before New Year's Eve. But somewhere along the way, Lily's quiet strength and sincerity began to melt the walls Ethan hadn't realized he'd built around himself. For Lily, the change was slower, but just as profound. Ethan's kindness and attention chipped away at her reservations, and she started to believe in the possibility of love again. She wasn't sure when it happened, but she began looking forward to his visits, her heart skipping at the sound of the doorbell. By December, their connection had deepened. Ethan gifted her a journal one evening, its pages empty, save for a single inscription: "Write your story, Lily. The world needs it." But as their relationship blossomed, guilt gnawed at Ethan. Every smile Lily gave him felt like a knife twisting deeper, a painful reminder of the secret he was keeping. On New Year's Eve, unable to bear the lie any longer, Ethan found Lily at the bookstore. The festive air outside contrasted with the storm of emotions inside him as he confessed. "When I first met you, it wasn't by chance," he said, his voice thick with regret. "I made a bet to win the heart of the first woman I saw. That woman was you." The words hit Lily like a physical blow. Her vision blurred with tears as the weight of his betrayal settled over her. "A bet?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "This was all a game to you?" "No," Ethan said desperately. "It started that way, but it stopped being about the bet a long time ago. I love you, Lily. Truly." Lily stepped back, shaking her head. "You don't love me. You just wanted to win." Without another word, she walked out, leaving Ethan alone in the quiet store. The weeks that followed were unbearable for both of them. Lily threw herself into work, trying to bury the pain, while Ethan wrestled with the loss of the woman who had changed his life. He tried to reach out, but Lily ignored his calls and messages, unwilling to risk further heartbreak. It wasn't until February that Ethan made one final attempt. A package arrived at the bookstore addressed to Lily. Inside was the journal he had given her, now filled with pages of his own writing. The entries told their story, from Ethan's first impression of her to the moments he realized he was falling for her. He didn't shy away from his flaws, admitting his arrogance and the guilt that consumed him. "You taught me what it means to care about someone," he wrote on the final page. "I'll never forgive myself for hurting you, but I'll spend the rest of my life proving that my love is real, if you'll let me." Lily read every word, tears streaming down her face. She wanted to stay angry, to hold on to the betrayal. But Ethan's vulnerability touched a part of her she couldn't ignore. A week later, they met by chance outside the cafe near the bookstore. "Lily," Ethan said softly, his voice filled with both hope and hesitation. She looked at him for a long moment, her heart warring between fear and the longing she couldn't suppress. "I read the journal," she said finally. "And?" he asked, his voice almost a whisper. "It hurt," she admitted, "but it also reminded me of something I didn't want to face." "What's that?" "That I've been just as afraid as you," she said, her voice trembling, "afraid to trust, afraid to let someone in." Ethan took a step closer, his eyes searching hers. "Lily, I'll spend every day proving to you that you can trust me, that I'm worth it." She hesitated, then gave him the faintest of smiles. I'm not promising anything, Ethan, but maybe we could start over. Relief and joy lit up his face. I'll take that chance. The snow began to fall softly around them, blanketing the world in a fresh start, and as they stood there, the first glimmers of hope sparked in Lily's heart. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to believe in love again.